and welcome to Scratch. Today I'll be showing you how to create physics, jumping, movement. You can use this code for quite a lot of things. So let's just begin by naming this 2D jumping. We're going to use jumping, not just left and right. We're just going to use jumping just for now, just as an example. Right? So let's just kind of simulate what we want. We want this cat to go up, slow down, and go back down. And take a look at our events. What we have when clicked, when space key is pressed, when this sprite clicked. I think when clicked is going to be the best option here. Now let's do it forever because we want it to keep looping over and over again. Let's use an if statement because we want to see what we're trying to do. So if key space pressed. That's a good command that's built in here. You don't have to worry anything about trying to find what key's pressed. You can use up arrow, you can use a bunch of different things. I'm going to stick with space because I believe it's the most natural, just in this situation. Now let's see. Let's go down here, make variable, call it velocity, right? And then click OK. Okay, now we're going to take our set my variable to 0, and we're going to change this velocity and change the 0 to 16. Right? Now it's set. Now we have to use this variable somehow. So now we're going to change y by this one right here, change y by variables, and get a new variable called velocity. Right? So now it's taking the y, or the velocity, and changing its y. The y is going to be up and down. It's changing that by 16. Right? So it goes boom, goes up. You know, goes up, must come down. So now we're going to do a control and repeat until. I'm using repeat until because I want to do this code until a certain requirement is met, and it's going to be a certain position. If we take a look, this position is about 75. It's a nice ground level. It doesn't take up too much space on the screen. So I'm going to use negative 75. So now we're going to use this, which is a certain statement is less than a certain number, basically. So we're going to take our motion, and then we're going to go to our y position. Take that y, put in there, and take this negative 75, right? That's where we want it. So now this y position has to be below 75 so we can jump again. Okay, now let's go to change velocity. Right, we're going to change that velocity by -1. We're not setting it to -1, we're just changing it. So now next time it's going to be 15, and then 14, and then 13. And we're going to slow down as it goes up until 0. When it's 0, it does not move. And it's going to do the same thing on the way down. It's going to go -1, -10, -16, and it could be -100, and then it goes to 75 and stops. Because we're no longer changing its momentum, or it's no longer changing its y. So now we're going to set or change y by, and get our variable again, velocity. It's constantly going to be changing that. And just as a final little thing, we're going to take the set my variable, and we're going to change that to velocity and change that to 0. So now if we take a look if statement, right? If this is pressed and it's all done, and we don't want it, and we're just hit the ground, we don't want to do it anymore. We want to put that back to 0. So if you walk off something, it doesn't shoot us to the ground. It's just the exact same thing, 0, and then it falls slowly to the ground, right? So let's try it out. Space. See, we're still, and then we press space. There you go. Press space. And notice I can't press space multiple times. Right, so it goes up, comes down, comes down, comes down, and you can just, there you go. Now let me show you what you could do with this code, which I think is very interesting. So this is the little game I was doing. This is a very simple runner game, and as you can see, this is our code. This is a little complicated. This is just our movement left and right. But if you take a look at this, it's the same code, right? When clicked forever, and then this is just me playing around with the costumes and orientation of the object. So now I take a look at if statement. This if statement, right? If keys pressed, same thing, right? Change, the set, change, repeat until, the change set, right? Same thing. And then again, set to 0. So let's take a look at the game. Press space. And there's our cat walking, jump. You can see it lands, I think the same location. Can't really tell anything, but if you get hit, there's just a little hitbox detection thing. Press space again, press back down. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Thanks.